we're back. Now you remember before we talked about the little old lady and the order in which she met the items, right? We talked about first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and last. What, you want to see the words? Okay, I'll show you. Here's the word first, and the word first relates to the number 1. Good for you. There's the word second, and it relates to the number 2. You're so good at this. Great. What's the next one? The word third. Third relates to the number 3. You're excellent. The next word is fourth, and the number 4. Fourth relates to the number 4. Great. What's the last, or the next one I should say? Fifth. Oh, I like this word because it has 2 F's in it. F, F, one at the beginning, one in the middle, but it relates to the word number 5. Good. Oh, we're almost there. What was the next thing? Sixth. And it relates to the number 6. You're right. Oh, and the 6th thing happened to be the very last thing that the little old lady ran into. Wonderful. So I think this is what we'll do. We will go through our song slowly, surely, and you'll tell me one by one what we run into, right? What was the first thing we ran into? You remember. Oh, let me show you. It was the pair of shoes. You remember our song? Let's do it. There was an old lady who walked in the woods. Suddenly she stopped, and this is what she heard. One pair of shoes go clomp, 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 but she was not afraid. She said, "Get out of my way, you pair of shoes. I'm not afraid of you." Hey, let's talk for a minute about dynamics. What does dynamics mean? Dynamics is such a big word, but all it means is the amount of energy you put into something and just the way that it feels. So, when we were talking about the shoes going clomp, 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 was that smooth movement? No, it was pretty sharp, wasn't it? There are more sharp movements in this part too. Do you remember this? Yep, that was pretty sharp too. Percussive, a very short, sharp movement. There was another one that we did. Do you remember? Right, we went, "I'm not afraid of you." So this was a percussive movement, and so was this. We're going to repeat those all throughout our song. That one's really easy to remember. So, can you tell me what was next? Let's see. The second thing the little old lady ran into was the pair of pants. Hey, what movement did the pair of pants do? And what sound did they make? They went wiggle, 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 wiggle. Now, does that feel like it was percussive movement or sharp? No, I think it was a little smoother, right? A wiggle is a little smoother. Yes, you're right. That's the dynamic there. That wiggle is pretty smooth. And then, maybe we should do that part of our song with the wiggling pants. Okay, let's do it. There was an old lady who walked in the woods. Suddenly she stopped, and this is what she heard. One pair of pants go wiggle, 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 but she was not afraid. She said, "Get out of my way, you pair of pants. I'm not afraid of you." Good. What was the next thing that the little old lady ran into? It would be the third thing. The third thing, and it relates to the number 3. You remember? Oh, yeah, I got it. It was the shirt. The third thing the little old lady ran into was the shirt. Now, the shirt had its own movement. Do you remember? Yes, it went shake, 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 shake. Well, one of the things we did with this one was we had percussive movement, sharp with our hands, and we also were bending at the waist. So we had a bend and a shake at the same time. Should we add that to our song? Okay, we got it. Here we go. There was an old lady who walked in the woods. Suddenly she stopped, and this is what she heard. One silly shirt go shake, 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 shake. But she was not afraid. She said, "Get out of my way, you silly shirt. I'm not afraid of you." What was next? Do you remember what was next? Oh, that's she got two things at once. Yes. So the fourth thing she met, and that relates to the number 4, the fourth thing was what? Okay, I have it. The fourth thing was the tall black hat and the pair of gloves. You remember what sound the pair of gloves made? Yes, pair of gloves went clap, 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 clap. Now that was pretty percussive, wasn't it? It was short, it was sharp, yes. And what about the tall black hat? Well, our hand made a smooth movement from here all the way up to the top of the hat. So it started at our head where the hat sits and it goes all the way up. That was pretty smooth, wasn't it? It was a smooth movement for the tall black hat. So we had also that our hat went nod, 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 and that was more percussive. It was a short, sharp movement, right? With our head going nod, 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 nod. So we had two things happening at once. So let's add that to our song. We had, there was an old lady who walked in the woods. Suddenly she stopped, and this is what she heard. One pair of gloves go clap, 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 clap. One tall black hat go nod, 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 nod. But she was not afraid. She said, "Get out of my way, you pair of gloves and tall black hat. I'm not afraid of you." Okay, what was the next thing? I remember too. The fifth thing that the little old lady met was what? The scary pumpkin head. And the scary pumpkin head did what? It went boo, boo. So the fifth thing that relates to the number 5 was the scary pumpkin head. Let's add it to our song. There was an old lady who walked in the woods. Suddenly she stopped, and this is what she heard. One scary pumpkin head go boo, 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 boo. But she was not afraid. She said, "Get out of my way, you scary pumpkin head. I'm not afraid of you." Hey, was that percussive movement? Was it smooth? What kind of movement did the scary pumpkin head make? That's a tough one. His voice was going boo, boo. So that was pretty percussive. I think that's probably right. Yeah. Okay. The next thing, and that would be the 6th thing that the little old lady met on her, well, this was after her walk home. It was what? You got it. It was the Scarecrow. And it relates to the number 6. Great. The 6th thing that the little old lady saw was the Scarecrow. First thing in the morning she saw it. And you know what happened with that? Oh, I almost forgot my other word. It was the very last thing in our story that the little old lady encountered. And what happened with the Scarecrow? When all the parts of all the items that the little old lady met came together, they scared all the birds away, right? What kind of movement do you think scared is? Yeah, it's kind of percussive, and it's a little wiggly, and it's all kinds of fun. So, when we do the last part, we just said the little old lady walked through the woods, but she was not afraid. She saw all those things and scared all the birds away.